Original Boston Strong one, but there was a big fall. He had it all left, but he had a forward. So he had to do like right there. No, somebody, no, it was different. Yeah, somebody, I guess it's a little bit, there's a couple of something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Testing 1. All right, we're up. We're live on air. I'm lying. We've recorded this. Hi, everybody. My name is Paco Loco. Welcome to the Open Mic Happy Hour here. We do this every Friday, and now we're going to expand because now we on tier 3, y'all. So legally, we can lap up and sit on each other's laps and start making out in public now, right? Right. Something. Like we gotta get. What's that?
Only at UH.
Only at UH they let that happen? Word up. I should have went to UH. I don't even think I would have graduated if I went to UH. Because I went to a school in the mainland and Philly. Philly cold as hell right now. We don't ever see a girl in bikini in Philly. If you see a girl in a bikini, that chick done took like bath salts or something. Like, why are you on a bikini? Like, it is cold as hell. Like, get off them bath salts and drugs. Anyway, I know y'all all saw the flyer and probably expecting Ian shipping. And I'm sorry to disappoint y'all. It's just me, Paco Loco. He couldn't make it because tonight's a wild night. It's a full moon. And the freaks come out on a full moon. So there's like all kinds of shows going on. So we're going to give a lot of people a lot of time to get their comedy on. Sound right there? Get their comedy on, for real. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. For those that don't know, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm 100% Puerto Rican. But I don't speak Spanish. You heard you talking about speaking Spanish. Like, I'm 100%. What's that?
No manches. ¿No hablas?
No, un poquito.
Un poquito.
Despacito. Bonitos. See?
Ay, bonito.
You know what's messed up? Like, even Justin Bieber speak better Spanish. Everybody coming with all these songs now. Justin Bieber speak better Spanish than me. Someone. Fucking Rihanna got a song speaking in Spanish. Like, yo, like, it's crazy. Like, I'm sitting here just feeling left out of my own culture. Like, fuck. If I just speak a little bit of Spanish, I could get this. You know what it is though? Like, I'm a bad Puerto Rican. First, I don't speak Spanish. And I don't even think I'm good looking enough to be a Puerto Rican because Puerto Ricans are sexy as hell. Like, man, me, I'm funny. I get girls that way. Like, but you know what I should have been? A Micronesian. Oh, yeah. I'm a sexy ass Micronesian. I don't know. Y'all know about that. Like, oh, I was born the wrong race. If I was Micronesian right now, I'd be such a pimp. Like, for real, like, they come at me all the time. Like, you don't recognize me or hear me. I'm on the radio. I do a lot of TV gigs. I'm MC a lot, DJ a lot, love entertainment. And but if you don't recognize me from that, I probably was your Uber driver. Yeah, that's what we gotta do in the Corona days. Like, people be like, oh, I lost a job. I'm like, well, if you ain't on unemployment, you better get to working. Like, you better do something. Like, I'm not a taxi driver. But when the Corona was here, I was out Ubering my ass off. Like, I was Ubering my ass off because I got a couple of friends. They on unemployment. And these people getting rich off unemployment. Like, you know, they get like $3,000, $4,000 a week. Like it seems like. And I'm sitting there like, damn, how can I get unemployment? So I did a little research with Uber. Uber said I gotta catch the Corona. Ain't this some shit? Do you hear this? Like, I gotta catch the Corona to get unemployment. So you know what I'm thinking. I gotta go catch the Corona. Like, I'm over there just touching shit, just licking, just tongue licking, taking doorknobs and trying to catch it. Like, yo, $2,000 a week? I've done worse for less. You understand? For real. I've done a lot of bad things for a little bit of money. For $2,000? Hell yeah, I'll kill myself and everybody else. Speaking of spreading the Corona, you know who I think started the Corona? Tom Brady. Yeah. Oh, you know why? Because he done sold his soul to the devil. This dude is 45, 46, something. He older than me. And still winning Super Bowls. I can't even get out of bed without hearing it. Like, yo, you know how when you get out of bed and you, like my knees just be making, I can't sneak up on nobody. This dude my age winning Super Bowls. Like, this is 10th Super Bowl he appeared in. So I think he sold his soul to the devil. There's only one way And now he only sold his soul, he sold all our souls to the devil. Like, everywhere the Patriots went last year, Corona hotspots. I'm just putting two together. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I just do analytics, you know what I mean? Like, I just put it together. So being at Uber rides, people always ask me, is it dangerous driving an Uber? Like, is it dangerous? Like, yeah, it could be dangerous, but I'm a big guy, I'm not scared of too much, so bring it, like, you know. But recently, Uber's been giving us these courses, these online courses to teach us about human trafficking. Y'all know about human trafficking? It's a big problem. Like, it's a lot of, especially in Hawaii, it's a lot of international stuff. So I give a little side eye anytime I see like an old ass man with a young ass woman. You got, that's human trafficking. Cause they teach you, they be like, you gotta look out for it. It's a big problem, and a lot of them use Uber to move people back and forth. So I'm like, just look out for the signs. Like, if a girl, she's sad, she might be a victim of human trafficking. If she's in there and she talks too much, she might be a victim. Or if she don't talk at all, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, everything to me now is human trafficking. I'm just looking at everything. And then, like, you gotta really be out there. So I'm trying to be a hero, trying to be a good man. I'm looking out for human trafficking. Then one day, it's late night, like 2 in the morning. I go Kohio Park Terrace. Y'all know that shit gangsta over there. Like, go. I pick up this young Hawaiian girl. First, the pickup said this ride is for James. A chick gets in the car. I'm like, this ain't no fucking James. Like, human trafficking. Like, instantly, like, human trafficking. So she gets in the car. And then starts crying. Like, she starts crying. This in the back. I'm like, oh shit, human trafficking. Like, oh, I'm a saver. So, hey, miss, you all right? You mean, if you could tell me, like, I'm an Uber driver. I'm a stranger, so you could tell me your secrets. Like, so what's going on? Like, everything all right? Yeah, people be telling secrets. They be cheating on their boyfriends and going around like, oh shit, I'm an accomplice. Like, oh. But I asked this girl, what's the matter? She's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just, the training's in my head. Like, gotta call the police, gotta call the FBI, gotta call the CIA. We gonna put a tracer on this chick. We gonna save her from human trafficking. So we go pick up, first it was 2 stops. One, pick up her boyfriend, and take her somewhere else. So we drive up, it's a young guy getting in the car. I'm like, this motherfucker right here, like, he over here trying to buy this girl. I'm mad, like, he gets in the car, all of a sudden, she's happy. She's hugging him, she's real happy. Then I'm listening to their conversation. Turns out, her mom died. So now, I gotta call the police and call it off. Like, no, it's a false alarm. There's like, it's this Raphael, that's my real name. This is Raphael, like, yeah, this is the 3rd time this week you're calling for human trafficking. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get 5 stars. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do to get 5 stars in this world. And we get judged. I'm trying to keep my job. I'm very good at my job. Oh, what else was going on with me lately? One of the things that's going on with me, like, I'm old, and there's not a lot of new things that surprise me anymore, but every once in a while, something pops up that you just totally surprised, like, oh, that never happened before. And for me, you know what to know with me? Arthritis. Oh, fuck, I don't know, young people, y'all don't know, but when y'all get past 30, downhill. When you get past 30, you gotta pee all the time. You get bruises for no reason. Like, it's bad when you get past 30. And for me, it's like, I just go grab something, and then when I let it go, my hand don't want to let go, so I'm stuck with the Kung Fu grip. You know what I mean? It's perfect for when you're masturbating. Hold on, you gotta make it bigger. It's perfect for that, but then, and everything else, you're just stuck with your hands like this. So if you see me walking around, that's what happened. I'm just whacking off, sorry. What else is going on? It's full moon tonight, that's crazy. Full moon, there's it's crazy because when you grow up, there's a lot of things that you're told it's not real, and it turns out that it is real. You ever notice growing up? A lot of things ain't real. For instance, you know what's not real at all, and whatever you thought was real? Your constitutional rights. Yeah, that shit's fake. Like, no, we could pull that away. As soon as he starts sniffling, we back on up tier 2. For real, like, it's over. They're gonna take all our rights away. They ain't gonna let us freedom of speech? Nah. Freedom of religion? Nah. Freedom of assembly? Nah. I mean, like, it's bad. You know what's real that they told was not real? Ghost. Fuck yeah, I don't know if you ever had experience with ghosts? Yeah, I grew up in a haunted house. I grew up in a haunted house in North Philadelphia, born and raised. In the playground, where I spent most of my days. But no, I was in my house. So this is the story. Like growing up in the house, like there was certain things that just went crazy. Every once in a while, in the wintertime, house be all warm, all of a sudden, it'll just get real cold. Like, oh my God, like something walks in the room and the room gets cold and you can see your breath like the movie. Like, and you're like, oh shit, like what's going on? Then the lights go out like, oh man, what's going on? Then all of a sudden you hear in another room just, and growing up, oh my God, like I grew up religious. So when you grow up religious, you real scared of shit you can't see. Like, whoa, I thought it was the devil. Like, oh, something, we got demons, Like, so we all scared praying, and we never figured out what happened. At one time, my father was possessed by the devil. Straight up. Came into our room just, and we're like, what's that? Then he comes in, then he just starts peeing in our room. Like, just starts peeing, like, and then we're like, Pop, is that you? He's like, I'm not your dad. And he's like, oh, and he walks away, like, so he's like, oh, God, Jesus, help us, help us. So we just grew up like, hey, that's just the way it is. It's the spiritual world. Turns out later, I debunked a whole lot of what happened. Turns out that we just live in a ghetto. Yeah, when you live in a ghetto, you hear some shit. And then what happened was, my mom was poor, and my dad was poor, and then the gas went out, and that little puff of smoke when the room got dark, we just ain't paid the bill that day, and we ain't had no heat. And then when the lights went out, boom, the electricity goes out, we poor, it went out. Then to hear that, remember that sound? Turns out, we got thin walls. Those were my neighbors fucking. Yeah, it was an old folks. Oh, I didn't even think about it. It's even worse than it goes. See old people fuck. He was like 80, 90 years old, just,
What's the difference?
And then it turns out when my dad being possessed by the devil, he's just an alcoholic. Yeah. And then our bathroom is right next to our room, so he thought the bathroom was our room. He peed in our room. Then it turns out I'm not your father. One of my brothers ain't his. So we ain't found out till he got older, and then we saw the gas man come in like, oh shit, gas man looked like my little brother. Like, yeah, that's what happened. Shit happens. This is the good stories, y'all. You know what else is what's real that people told you not real? And I've had a close encounter with this too, Bigfoot. I've had a close encounter with Bigfoot. I was camping out into the woods. We go out deep in the woods. My friends smoke weed, so they had weed. And I know you're thinking, you smoking weed, of course you're gonna see Bigfoot, but I'm a chief smoker. Like, I'm Cheech and Chong. One half a blunt not gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? So we out in the woods, all of a sudden we hear boom, boom, boom. Then something real close to us makes this noise. So we from the hood. We're like, again, terrified as shit. We was out. We just ran out. A couple years later, we just left it at, we didn't know what it was. I was watching a Joe Rogan experience. Y'all know Joe Rogan? And Joe Rogan was doing interviews about Bigfoot. And he looks around and he interviewed this Bigfoot lady that had a recording of Bigfoot. And she plays it on the air. And this is how the Bigfoot sound goes. So the lady's telling Joe Rogan, there's no way any animal can make that sound. So Joe Rogan looks at her like, you know, Joe Rogan smells the bullshit early, like, I just made that noise. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no animal can make it. So you know what that means, y'all? I had a chance with smoking with Bigfoot. Or Joe Rogan, either or, that would have been cool as fuck. I mean, I can't wait to go smoke on the Joe Rogan show. I hope I make it that big, you know what I mean? What else going on in the news? Topical questions. It's illegal to be a man now. Yeah, it's illegal to be a man. All my life I was raised by women to be a macho man. Now it's called toxic masculinity. Ain't this shit? Yo, they done took the sex off Mr. Potato Head. Y'all hear about this? Mr. Potato Head is just Potato Head now, or something. Like, they got transgender potato heads, like. And I ain't homophobic or nothing. Alright, maybe just a little bit. Brandy Morgan's way bigger than me. She's a trans. If y'all know Brandy Morgan, she's an awesome comedian. But she will beat the shit out of us if she catches doing trans jokes. Oh, we got a lot more jokes. I'm going to be your guest host for the day. We're going to keep the show going. And the first one up, Cameron. Kenny's not here, but I'm going to let my hair out, so I'll just pretend I'm Kenny. So, and you recorded it, so he's going to see it later. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Cameron!
I was going to do some jokes about Kenny. He's one of the other comics, but we've got about 8 people here, so I'm just going to try them out. For those of you who don't know the backstory, Kenny was doing stand-up at a charity routine the other day, and his ex-girlfriend bought a spot on the stage to do stand-up comedy about Kenny's penis. Now, normally when all of your colleagues in your profession know and can describe your dick, it's one of 2 things. It's one of, maybe 3. It's one of 3 things. You're in a frat, you're about to get fired, or you work in the service industry. There's no other options right there. Those things aren't mutually exclusive, but I have to say, if you were in a frat and you choose to work in the service industry, you just enjoy being someone's bitch. Like, you were in your frat, you pledged, someone's just like, hey bitch, go grab me a natty light. You're like, yes master. And you felt good about that. You're like, you know what, I want to get paid 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, to just have people tell me what to do. But anyway, so all of Kenny's colleagues know what his dick looks like now because they were all there watching the charity event. And I have to give it up to the man. He came up here in front of a bunch of comics, and I have to say, the size of his metaphorical dick must be enormous because he came up here, and unlike everybody else, he's just like, she said it was 6 inches. Was she fucking rounding up? Do you understand how big your balls have to be to get in front of a bunch of comics that you call friends and say that your dick is smaller than your ex said it was? Like, the man's got confidence. I'll give him that much. His confidence is proportionally inverse to how short his shorts are. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. I do crack up because I'm gonna guess that comedy is the job that Kenny's held the longest. I don't want to stereotype about Hawaiians because he's a Hawaiian, but he doesn't look like the kind of guy that holds down a job. He's got hair down to here. He wears blue shorts that are about this. My hand is longer than his shorts. I'll give you that much. And I think that the reason that he's just been around here so long isn't because he's up and rising. It's just everybody knows him. I think that's all the jokes I have about Kenny lined up. I thought there was going to be more people and I was going to have about 3 minutes to go, like last week. So I'll just start going into some stories here. I got this buddy, Tomasz. He's Hungarian. He lives in Denver. I had to meet, I met Tomasz for the first time once. Tomasz met me for the first time 12 times. It took me a dozen times of meeting Tomasz before I finally met him sober enough to remember my name. And the first night that we met, we were at 2019. You know it's 2019 because it involves a house party. That's sad. But we're at a house party. We're at one house party. That got shut down. I still haven't met Tomasz. We go to the next one. And the host, about 15 minutes after everybody arrives, you know that everybody's fucked up because the host pulls out his swords. I don't know what kind of person pulls out swords around people who've been shooting Hennessy.
Sounds like an Asian house.
No, it's not an Asian house. Not an Asian house, no. But he just pulls out his swords and Tomasz just walks up to him, just like gets right in his face, grabs the sword straight out of the sheath, and then immediately forgets how to hold on to objects and drops it straight into the hardwood floor. Like, this man is completely gone. He does not know what way is up, what way is down. He doesn't know what days end and why. And as the day progresses, As the evening progresses, just like right, of course, it's a 2-bed, 1-bath apartment. The line builds up outside of the bathroom, and Tomasz decides that he's gonna go pee in the snow. And he's too drunk to find his own shoes. I only know this because he grabbed mine. And I wear size 14 boats. It's really easy for me to spot my shoes across the room. And so I'm looking for my shoes. I'm about to try to make the same move, and I can't find them anywhere. Tomasz comes fumbling back in, just stumbles straight through the door. And I look at him and I'm like, hey, dude, those are my shoes. And he looks at me, I think he thinks he's looking me dead in the eye. I'm right here, and he's looking all the way over here. And he's just like, what are shoes? I don't know what anyone put in his drink. I don't think actually no. I've known Tomasz long enough now to know that nobody put anything in his drink. He put more vodka in his drink. That's what got into Tomasz's drink. But over the course of the night, I think that he started to do it on purpose. I caught him with 4 different pairs of shoes on at different points throughout the evening. And every time I'd say something about it. But the best part was at one point, I think it was on the 5th pair of shoes, I walked up to him just like, whose shoes are you wearing now? And he makes eye contact with me for the first time in the evening. We've been here for 4.5 hours, and he gets really excited. He runs over to the pile of shoes, he grabs my size 14s, and he just goes, not bad! That man would proceed to go on and get sober for 6 months. Eventually. He's no longer sober. I'm not sure which way I like him better. Sober Tomasz was like manageable. You always knew what you were going to get out of him, right? You could have a conversation with sober Tomasz. You could take sober Tomasz skiing. But it was always kind of tame. And then drunk Tomasz started coming back slowly. Like we went out one night and he had 2 beers. And then we went out one night and we thought he had 2 beers, but he just had 2 beers around us. He'd had a bottle of vodka beforehand. And that was the night that we watched Tomasz jump off a 2-story roof into a pile of snow. And Tomasz learned how collarbones break. And when we pulled him out of the snow, he just looked at us and he goes, I forgot we weren't partying in Hungary. Once upon a time, I took a trip to Ethiopia. I was 19, and I just went for the shit of it. I was in Addis Ababa. I was applying to jobs back home in San Francisco in an internet cafe, and this Australian guy walks up to me while I'm sitting there. And he's like, "You looking for work, mate?" Yes, they do. I just look back and I'm just like, no, I'm just scrolling through obscure porn you can't find in the United States, you know? Like, that's what I'm doing in this public internet cafe here. But I asked him about what he means, what kind of work is he looking for people to do. He tells me just like, well, we need some people to move boxes. I don't know how many of you are familiar with 2014 North African geopolitics, but at the time Somalia, one of Ethiopia's neighbors, was in the middle of a civil war. And I was a dumb kid, but I wasn't dumb enough to know. I wasn't dumb enough to not think like, oh, they're moving weapons. But I was dumb enough to say, sure, I'll help you move boxes across a border. They told me the boxes were full of bananas. I appreciated the plausible deniability. Right? They needed people to move boxes. I wanted to go to a country that didn't have a functioning airport. So I joined this smuggling band, and we spent 3 days traversing desert, because that's what's between Addis Ababa and Mogadishu, is desert. And I carry 40-pound boxes, and I have never in my life felt less like a child on Christmas Eve, right? Every time I picked up a box, I'm like, don't open it, 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 don't even shake it. I don't want to know what's in there. It's bananas, man. It's bananas. Just imagine it's bananas. Put it out of your mind. I managed to make it through 3 days of traveling and moving boxes around. Didn't open a single box, didn't see a box fall off the caravan. I don't know to this day for sure whether or not what was in those boxes were bananas. If anyone asks me, it was bananas. But if anybody asks me right now, it was probably AK-47s. They're roughly banana shaped, you know, just like or at least the magazines. So I spent about a week in Mogadishu, and I get a text on a burner phone. They're just like, yeah, we offloaded all of our cargo. Nothing is more suspicious than the text message, we offloaded all of our cargo. It's too vague. What does that mean? You were selling bananas, right? Like, why did it take 7 days? Are the bananas still good, or did you have to make banana bread first? But they promised to get me out, so they held up their end. They paid me. They put me back on the caravan. We didn't have cargo, and we didn't have to dodge any security checkpoints, so it took about a day and a half to get back to Addis Ababa. I got lucky. One of the jobs I applied to, I was applying for a kayak guide job. They said they wanted to interview me, and I was like, all right, well, that's what I was waiting for. So I book a flight back home, and as a reminder, I'm a dumb 19-year-old at this point, and I think I can just fly back home through Heathrow Airport in London. So I hop on a plane in Addis Ababa, we land in London, and I'm trying to make my transfer. And I don't know if you've ever seen European police, but they wear shorter bike shorts than I'm used to, and I'm from San Francisco. Like, I've been talking about Kenny's shorts all night, and the British police in the airport, their shorts are like right here. It's almost a Speedo, and they're Lycra tight. They're just like right up there. Everything's pasty. You shine a light on them, you can't see anything in the airport anymore. But I make it about 40 feet away from my plane. I get off the plane, they're just like, Mr. Chan, we need to talk to you. And I'm just like, whoa, mister. Like baby-faced 19-year-old. No one's called me mister in my life. I used to be a preschool teacher. They didn't call me mister, they just called me Cameron. They're like, you're a kid too, it's fine. But I spent 6 hours in interrogation with Interpol, and I'll say that, you know, like, absolutely nothing like prison in the United States. They made sure I was comfortable. They asked like once every hour if I wanted tea or water. They brought me a sandwich at one point. Like, this was like the nicest interrogation to find out if I knew that I was helping smuggle weapons that I could possibly imagine. Right, just a couple of Brits across the table handing me a cup of tea, just like, so did you see any AK-47s? What were you smuggling? What did you think you were smuggling? I'm like, we were smuggling bananas. I don't know about thinks, sir, but it was fruit. I don't know if it was fruit when it got to the people who needed it, but we were bringing fruit across that border. Thank you very much. Took them 6 hours to decide, all right, this guy doesn't know enough to be useful. Let me get on a plane to San Francisco. And I've done some dumb stuff in my life. I've got caught by my mom doing some really dumb stuff. I've never tried to come up with a bad excuse faster than why did I miss my flight in London? To this day, she still thinks that I was, well, no. I know she doesn't believe me. I told her that I was sleeping with a stewardess and I got caught up. And she still, to this day, hasn't asked me what I was actually doing. I think it's probably better that way. I think my relationship with my mom will be better if she never presses me for real answers about that story. I think that she'd not be happy to know that I knowingly joined a band of weapons smugglers. She might be a little concerned about that. At this point, I can just go ahead and look at her and be like, no, it's fine. I graduated college now. Everything's forgiven, right? Because my mom is an illegal immigrant. She got her green card in the Amnesty Act in '84. And that was her one goal for all of her kids, make sure they got to college without anything on their criminal record. We'll see what happens with my brother. And I say that because my younger brother is more of a fuck-up than I am. My younger brother ruined Christmas 2020 for my mom and my dad. He made the best Christmas ever for me and my sister. He'll never live it down. My brother managed to shoot himself bare in the dick. It was with an airsoft gun. He's okay. It was unloaded. But there's intent there. At some point, some thought process crossed my younger brother's mind, my 15-year-old brother's mind. He's just like, you know what I could do? I could take this airsoft pistol, take off my underwear, line everything up, and this will be fine. He managed to scream right in line with one of the bad guys in Die Hard. Just, we didn't hear him at first, right? We think he might have been there for a couple of minutes writhing in pain before we figured out what was going on, because there's people screaming on the movie. But we're just like, this is supposed to be a quiet scene. We just hear screaming in the background. We're just like, oh, what has he done? We go in, we check on him. I have never in my life seen a teenage boy as mortified as when his mother has to hang up on his girlfriend while they're having Skype sex in my life before. He will never live it down. He had the worst Christmas. He got caught naked on camera on Skype. It's 2020. Why is he using Skype? They have Zoom through school. I have so many questions and so little time. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Give it up for Cameron, y'all. Cameron doing a tight 15. Congratulations, Cameron. All right, y'all. He was talking about Christmas. That's everybody's favorite holiday, right? Not mine. I hate Christmas. When you're in the ghetto, you hate Christmas, like for real. Like, first of all, that's the first lie that your parents are gonna tell you. You ever know this? That's the first lie. They be like, "Oh, Christmas, Santa's gonna give it to you." That's the first lie. Then they just gonna keep going with lies and just lying to you. All right, all the ugly ass guys, we need to get out the room and ladies get in. No, we just fuck with you. There's a lot of ladies out there, but come on in. We got a couple seats here in the front. We invite everybody to don't forget to buy pizza. This is a pizzeria. We invite you to please support Mushroom and King's Pizza Cafe by participating and buying pizza. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next. He's red. He's funny. He's a good friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen. The awesome Max Lehman.
All right, what's up? Happy Black Lives Matter, everyone. It's February. You know what that means. If you think Black Lives Matter, give me a heck yeah. Heck yeah. I said if you think Black Lives Matter, give me a heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right, name all the Wu-Tang guys. Name all of them. Go ahead. Okay, fine, I got this. Ghostface Killer, Method Man, RZA, Quentin Tarantino, Cookie Monster, Godzilla, Underdog, and finally Casanova. I've been told some of those are right. Yeah, please don't flash your gang signs on me, sir. It's very threatening. I don't respond to that very well. Okay, in honor of Black Lives Matter and Black History Month in February, I wrote a poem. Because there's a lot of great, talented poets on this island. None of them are here, which thank God. But I wrote a poem that I'm going to share with you guys today. It's called Aliens Don't Abduct Black People. A haiku. ETs are racist. They really hate white people. Or they like butt stuff. This is where I would hit a dog, but I haven't. Yeah. I look like I believe in conspiracy theories, therefore I do. If you guys ever heard this one, I'm gonna share with you because I love sharing this one. Is that I don't know if you know this. 7% of Americans, exactly 7% of Americans believe that Mark Zuckerberg is an alien lizard king who's come down from planet Earth to destroy our society with likes and relationship statuses, right? And I only share that with you because only 4% of Americans are vegan. And they've accomplished a lot in this country. I don't know if you know, Burger King has a vegan Whopper now, you guys. That's how much power vegans have. And you know what? It's better than the actual Whopper. You know why? The real Whopper sucks, because I'm a ginger. Gingers support gingers. Let's go to Wendy's. Yeah! All right, I appreciate your support. Chillax. Please, sir. Please chillax. But yeah, I think if you do the math on that, at least 11% of Americans are unwell. So I don't think these groups overlap at all. Do you? Like either you're an American and you're living your life like going like, give me my milkshake and my butter's toast because we gotta keep eye on the Zuck. Or you're going through life thinking, you know, because of my lifestyle, I save 900 animals a year. Yeah, delicious animals, okay? We're never running out of chickens. Do you understand that? We're never, if vegans want to save this planet, if they really care so much about this planet, they would be eating more endangered animals exclusively. We lost the African white rhino several years ago because no one in this room thought it would go good with olive oil and sea salt. None of you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm not Irish. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm not Irish. I'm actually Jewish, which you're not allowed to be Irish. And I've had to correct people a lot. Usually in real life I don't correct them anymore. But there was one year on St. Patrick's Day, I was wearing a green shirt because I respect other people's heritages. And I got in this elevator at 11 a.m. with a guy already drunk because he's proud of his heritage. And the guy just looks me up and down and goes, bro, tell me you're drunk. And I don't know, or tell me you're Irish, bro. Tell me you're Irish. And I don't know why I said what I said next. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not Irish. No, fuck that, you're Irish. And I lost the fight. The fight was over. And I was the rest of the day. I think that actually constitutes as a white people problem. Because you don't see other races doing that. You never see one Asian. Whoa! Asian. That was is that a Freudian slip? Oh, I'm sorry. What are you, a Final Fantasy character? Chill out. Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, you never see one Asian say to another Asian, like, bro, tell me you're Korean. You'll fuck a Korean. No, because Asians hate each other. I don't know if any non-Asians here know about this. It goes back like millions of years. Like, yeah, white people, we can brag. We're national champs of racism, but Asians, world champions. World champions every time. I don't know. If you're pale, if you're tan, it's like one of them's. I don't know. I don't know the rules. Okay? There's like, what the Chinese alphabet is like 13,000 characters, right? That many shades of Asian exist too, and it's all a hierarchy. It's all okay, I'll stop talking. This is starting to sound.
No, it was accurate.
No, it's accurate, but now I'm feeling a little David Dukey. You know what I mean? You guys know David Duke? Come on, clap it up if you know David Duke. Now you guys.
Are we clapping for David Duke right now?
Oh, okay, fine. You felt all right. So you know who David Duke is. For anyone who doesn't know who David Duke is, he used to be in charge of this little club in the South. Initials were, I think, KKK. I think it stood for Cute Cuddly Kittens. That's what it stood for. Cute Cuddly Kittens. I guess it was just like easier to change. It's easier to accept cute and cuddly. You change those letters as opposed to kittens starting with a C. That's weird. So yeah, that's how it makes sense. And that's really all I know
Definitely
about.
couldn't call them sit-ins.
That's really all I know about the club. That they have. Except one of the prerequisites to join is white. You gotta be white. That's one of the prerequisites to join. I'm not white. I'm rosé. So but don't you guys just like hate that David Duke of all people? Like that's you didn't know who David Duke was. If you just heard that name, I'd be like, yo, great name, bro. Like, come on. David Duke sounds like that should have been the star of Western movies to rival like John Wayne in the 40s. Like, that has like some fucking power. No wonder he commands so much attention. Like, can you guys hear like the Western music? Like, ding 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 ding. I don't know what Western music sounds like, but ding 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 ding. He's a shining white knight on a shining white horse. Ding 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 ding. He keeps the dark shadows at bay. Ding 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 ding. He will protect you in your town as long as everyone needs sunscreen. Ding ding ding. Okay, we're having fun. We're having a good time. I'm just going to close out with this, guys. This is something I've been experimenting with here the last couple weeks. I just want to know if anyone here is a fan of pro wrestling. Do I have a single pro wrestling fan at all? Almost? It's okay. This is a safe space. I'm not going to make fun of you.
The Fiend. As a kid.
Yeah, The Fiend is a shit. As a kid. No, it's okay. Hey, I grew up too. The Attitude Era. Come on. Fucking. Hell yeah. Okay. Did you have a favorite? Goldberg. Oh, okay. So you're not just saying that because I said I was Jewish, right? You really like Goldberg? Goldberg, greatest Jewish wrestler of all time. Never going to be repeated right there. Except if I was a Jewish wrestler, my name would be the Hebrew Strawberry. 100%. Except then I would Funny enough, that's also the name of my OnlyFans account. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to direct this to you then, because I appreciate you. All right, I'm going to cut a wrestling promo right here in front of you guys. So if you didn't love wrestling before, you will definitely not like it after I'm done. But I'm going to improvise it. I just need one word of suggestion to start it off. Dicks. Dicks. Okay. Wrestling promo about dicks. Let me tell you something, everyone. I've seen a lot in my day in this changing room, but never in my day have I lived a single day without seeing the legends like Goldberg or Ric Flair whip out their huge egos out in this locker room. And I gotta tell you, I see a lot of punks. I see a lot of little mushroom heads, little purple-headed yogurt slingers walking into stage, thinking they could just like sling their juice all over the place without any repercussions, brother. So I'm gonna give you one last shot. Goldberg, if you're ready to receive the facial at WrestleMania, then I only got 2 words for you. Wear protection. Woo!